Alright, so it is time to make a part 2 of this place. Oh, that one's running. The Grand Air, I think. Squirrel. Now that Grand Air's running actually sounds pretty nice. But there's another small Grand Air there. And there's 2 more over there. I don't feel like filming all these. I imagine they're all from the same year. And there's a Cessna up there somewhere. There's a Cessna. And these used to be like some of those old reams. Yeah, this is a brand new one. This replaced a ream. I think these both did, actually. I think both of those replaced, because like the first time when I was here, when I visited this complex, there was more of those old reams, and there's 2 over there. I think those also might be new ones, but I'm not really sure. I think there might have been some old reams over here as well. You can hear that loud one back there. 2024. It says small compressor. Yeah, these both have small compressors. And I'm not sure if I filmed. There's 2 more on that side. Not sure if I filmed them. But yeah, there's also one there. There's a lot of wildlife, as you can tell. There's a squirrel and there was a cardinal somewhere. Look at these good ones. I imagine that they have scroll compressors. Actually, maybe, wait, no, that sounds like a rotary, actually. And I'm gonna go around, maybe I'll go to these units over here on that side. One of these units sounds really nice. And this Grand Air is running. There's also a good one here. Yeah, this has a rotary compressor. That sounds weird on this one. It's in 20. It's a 2-ton. That one sounds weird. Here are these units again. I filmed these already. This Goodman has a rotary compressor. It's really weird when it turns on. It makes like a very loud startup sound. This one's running. The sear tag is a bit faded. Faded back here. I thought it said 32 on it. I'm like, there's no such thing as 2032. Like, it's not 2032 yet. This carrier is from 2021, I believe. I think from 2021. And there's 4 Grand Airs over there. Let's see. Here we have a Guardian. It's actually running. It's very quiet there. And there's a Grand Air and another Grand Air over there. And then we have 4 Grand Airs. I think actually all of these are Grand Airs. Wait, no, I think one of them was a Goodman. Well, both of these are running. Let me check this Goodman. It's a small one. I can't see the compressor. Oh, I think it has a scroll in it. I think it was a scroll. And something just turned on. Oh, it was this Grand Air that started up. 2021. Wait, no, 2-ton. 2-ton from 2021. And I don't know how to get back there. Maybe I'll go a different way. Now these Grand Airs are quite noisy when they turn on. There's 2 more little ones. Yeah, and 2 more. Something turned off, I think, over there. And oh wait, I already filmed these Goodmans. One of these over here is running. And I think it's that Grand Air over there. Yeah, I can go to it if I go this way. I'm not sure if I filmed it yet. Stop! 2022 Coupling Scroll compressor. I think it was NLG actually. I couldn't really tell. So I'll go that way now. There's a Grand Air and a Goodman. One of those started up. Don't know which one it was though. I think it was the Goodman. It has a Copeland scroll compressor. It sounds very weird. No, that one was already running actually. And then over here there's two Grand Airs behind a bush. Neither of those are running. And here we also have two more small Grand Airs. 22 2-ton, I think. This has a Emerson scroll, I think. Yeah, I'll go this way now. There's two Grand Airs over there. This looks like a new one. I think all of these are new actually. And there's two more there. Might be able to check the data on this one. 2024 compressor is that. I think that's an LG. And I don't know the year on that one. I think this Carrier was running earlier when I walked past it. Wait, no, that's not a Carrier. Goodman. I think that's a Copeland scroll compressor, but I'm not sure. And here we have another one of those old Rhodes. And it doesn't appear. Wait, no, it is running. But it's like super quiet. Yeah, it's running. And here's a Carrier. 2007. I think it's an older one, I think. That Rhodes sounds really nice, but it's super quiet. Here's another Carrier. This one's running. Carrier and a Grand Air. It has a speaker fan just up the road. 2021 2-ton. Yeah. That one actually sounds just like my unit. Like it has kind of a squeaky fan. Oh, it's one of these. Super quiet. So here's a Goodman. Also with the Copeland scroll. Goodman was, I think, running before. And then we have, it's like a Nordheim or something. Yeah, it's an air temp. I've seen two of these at this place. The data is faded. There's still a compressor. And, well, these are the last ones. We have two Grand Airs. Neither of these are running. Oh wait, no, there's more here. I thought these were the last ones, but there's more. There's another Goodman here. This is a scroll compressor, of course. That one is from 2015. So that's a slightly older one. And this one's running. I think this is a new one. So, yeah, that's all of the ones on that side. Here's a Comfort Store. Has a rotary compressor. 24,000 BTU. And of course I don't know what year it's from because it doesn't say. And then there's also a Goodman there. Yeah, this has Copeland scroll. The data is like kind of faded. I think it's from 2014, but it was hard to read it. Now one of these, I think one of these over here was a really loud one. but I don't remember which one it was. No, there's two Grandairs there. Yeah, there's another old road. It's one of the last remaining ones here. Probably has been running. And the data is all faded, but I think it's probably from like 2015 or something. Both of these, no, it's only one that's running, but it's kind of noisy. 2016 2-ton. And I think this is a Grandair over here. Oh yeah, 2010, this is an older one. I think this was that noisy one. Now that must have been the loud one, but it's not running right now. But that one is running. That's an air temp Nordyne kind of thing. Actually, I don't know how to read that. Never mind. This one's a Carrier. 2018 3-ton. I think it's kind of small for a 3-ton. And there's a Grandair back there. And here's another good one. This looks like an older one. I think this has a Bristol, I think. Yeah, this one has a Bristol. It's probably from like 2011, and this is a 2022 Grandair. Now that has a Bristol recip. These units, but this one, that's it. One of these things nice. These are both new ones. Now this is from 2021 and 2020. So they're not actually that new. And then I think both of those are running there. There's two Grandairs there. There's two more Goodmans. These are older Goodmans. Yeah, this has a Bristol recip. And this one has a Copeland screw. Yeah. And then I think that's a newer Goodman there. Can't tell though. Yeah, that's a newer Goodman. It's very quiet. And then there's another small Goodman. And this Grandair is running. And I'll check it later actually. I think there was a dog there as well. But that Goodman also could be a newer one, I think. I'm not sure if I've actually filmed this Ameristar running, but it is very quiet. And this one sounds nice, but it's really loud when it starts up. And that one looks like it has a leak on the coil. I don't know if you can see that well. Yeah, that's not good. And it's a new one. Something over there just started up. There's one of these Grandairs. Oh, there's this one here. It is from 2012. So that's an older one. Doesn't sound great. These all sound weird when they turn on. There's two more. This looks like a newer one here. And then there's two more here. And one of these is really loud when it turns on. It has a Copeland scroll. And also has a Copeland scroll. Oh, I thought they were more than. So there's a Grandair here. There's two Grandairs. That one's a smaller one. And here we have a Comfort Star. Wait, this has a rotary compressor. I thought it had a scroll in it. It sounded like a scroll when I heard it turning on. 2023. And I believe I think that is all of the units at this place. This one sounds really bad. Although it's not as loud as it was before. That one sounds terrible. This is a brand new one here. I can tell because it has 14.3 SEER. This one is very quiet. And ours is not running right now. But that dog scared me. Yeah, our unit is not running right now. But yeah, I think that was all of the units at this place that I live. And eventually I will get startups of those Goodmans. So yeah, hope you enjoyed part 2.